Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile. I don't know if you knew this, but anyone can get the same premium wireless for $15 a month plan that I've been enjoying. It's not just for celebrities. So do like I did and have one of your assistants switch you to Mint Mobile today. I'm told it's super easy to do at mintmobile.com/switch.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan, equivalent to $15 per month required. Intro rate first 3 months only, then full price plan options available. Taxes and fees extra. See full terms at mintmobile.com.
It's the Roger Stone Show on 77 WABC.
And we're back. Joining us now, Andrew Ansbro. He is one of those heroes. He's with the Uniformed Firefighters Association of Greater New York. He is their president. My father, my grandfather, and my uncle were all chiefs of the Vista, New York Volunteer Fire Department, where they underwent rigorous training in northern Westchester, where we had no municipal fire protection. I understand the dangers that these citizens, activists put themselves through in the training there. I've huge respect for our firefighters who are there to serve the people in some of the most dangerous situations. Andrew has represented 20,000 active duty and retired New York City firefighters. He was elected in June of 2020 to the post he is serving in, also serving as a delegate to the UFA from 58 Engine Company in Harlem, a distinguished New Yorker and an outspoken critic of what they call congestion pricing. Now, many of my listeners are confused. They don't really understand what congestion pricing is or does, but they do know that very shortly that motorists are going to be charged substantially more when they enter certain boroughs of the city. So here to explain for us congestion pricing and the pros and cons, I am happy to welcome Andrew Ansbro.
Good evening, Roger. Thanks for having me.
I'm very pleased you could join us because I get a lot of email there at 77 WABC, and not everybody understands what is happening. A federal judge recently rejected a legal bid at the 11th hour to try to derail the policy of New York City's congestion pricing. This is an idea has kicked around since Mayor Bloomberg was mayor. He very avidly pursued it, never able to achieve it. So for the uninitiated, explain to the hardworking, hard-pressed New York, New Jersey, Connecticut taxpayer why very shortly they will have to pay $9 to enter the busiest part of Manhattan.
Well, during the end of, at some point in time during the Cuomo administration, it was passed through the New York State legislature that Lower Manhattan would be considered a congestion pricing zone, where they would implement a toll for anyone that entered the streets of Lower Manhattan below 60th Street. The proceeds of this toll would then go to fix the MTA budget deficit. Now, it's been roughly 5 or so years this was passed in the state legislature, and the landscape of New York City has changed significantly in the post-COVID world. And a lot of people don't believe that this is an item that should be coming around at this point in time. They're having a hard time reopening businesses. A lot of businesses are vacant in Lower Manhattan. They feel that this tax will keep businesses closed because no one will want to open a business in this area. It'll be tax on the business, tax on the people coming to work in Lower Manhattan. But last year, they started this, the governor started getting this rolling through the MTA. They put up the tolling structures, and everyone seemed to be, a lot of unions fought against it. Borough Union fought against it. New Jersey and Staten Island and other areas, their municipalities fought against it as an unfair tax on their residents to conduct business in Lower Manhattan. And, we fought against it. Now it's here. It started last night.
Smart Water Alkaline with antioxidant. 9.5 plus pH, now in cans.
Refreshing.
Made for every way you move.
Should I run a marathon?
Let's start with finishing that water. Smart Water Alkaline with antioxidant, now in a sleek can. For those with a taste for taste. Grab yours today.
This episode is brought to you by Chevrolet. When you have 4 new tires, every drive feels fresh. Right now, buy 3 select tires and get 1 for just $1 during the Chevrolet Certified Service Fresh Start Tire event. Visit Chevrolet.com/service offers or see dealer for full details. At participating U.S. GM dealers only, highest or equal value tire will be $1. Offer ends 5/31/2025. Not available with other offers.
This episode is brought to you by Temptations Cat Treats. Your cat will come running for the perfectly irresistible Temptations Creamy Puree and Temptations Lickable Spoon Cat Treats. The best time to feed lickable cat treats to your cat is anytime. Feed by hand for a playful moment, in a bowl for a creamy treat, or as a topper to make mealtime fun. Visit TemptationsTreats.com to learn more.
How does PwC take your company to the leading edge? They bring the sharpest minds in tech to your team, so you can bring the ideas that will transform your business. They're passionate about your industry, so you can walk into any room with every advantage. And they're with you every step of the way, so you can know you're headed in the right direction. PwC builds for what's next, so you can get there now. Get started at pwc.com/us/leading edge.
It is interesting that Uber and Lyft, two of the door-to-door transportation apps, poured millions of dollars in the efforts to legalize congestion pricing. I guess figuring that people will take mass transit into the city, and that means they'd have to, if they don't take a New York City taxi cab, that would boost that industry. Their lobbying for this was in the millions. But it is the high tax policies and frankly, the soft on crime policies that have brought New York to where it is today. New Yorkers already pay among the highest income tax rates in the country. It is the high tax rate that has robbed upstate New York of its jobs, as my friend Anthony Constantino, the chief executive officer of Sticker Mule, said on the show last weekend. It is the high tax policies that leave so many vacant stores, not just in Manhattan, but across every borough. Why do these liberals think that more taxes, a tax now on your movements, in essence, tax on your travel, is the answer to our fiscal problems?
I really can't understand their thinking. They have a system that they are failing to maintain because of their own mismanagement. They cannot get people to pay the toll. The fare for the subway. They cannot get people to pay the fare for the bus. They cannot keep people safe in these systems. It was a few days ago that we saw someone in the subway getting thrown on the tracks. But that video started off with 2 people hopping the turnstile. There were actually 3 crimes in that video. 3 crimes and a victim. The New York City subway is out of control. And the fact that they're not stopping the crime, but instead taxing those people who remain to stay on the streets to continue what's going on in the subway is absurd. Let's keep in mind that the MTA does have a fire department. Their fire department only maintains protection for Grand Central Station. The rest of the city of New York's New York City subway system and buses rely on the FDNY for fire protection and medical protection as well, medical services in these areas. And at the same time, they're taxing the workers that provide this service to get to their work locations. Now, members of my union have a very unique situation where when they show up at a firehouse, they may be told they're going to another firehouse to work there for the day. Now, what happens in that instance is they would pack their bag with their gear and their toiletries in case they had to clean up being exposed to a fire or any other carcinogens, and they would put that bag in their car and then head to their new work location for the day. So you could have a person assigned outside the area taking their car into the zone and getting charged to do their jobs. You may also have another firefighter who gets assigned, who works there one day and decides not to bring his car in because there's congestion pricing, and now they're tasked with going across town, and they're not going to have their car there anymore because they're not going to want to pay the toll. They're actually being told to not bring their cars in. That's the whole point of congestion pricing, is that you're kind of taxing people out of using their cars. So now that puts us in a situation where New York City firefighters are no longer bringing their cars in because they're complying with one of the plans of this scheme and not bringing their cars in. And now we have to rely on the FDNY to bring them from one point to the other. And unfortunately, after decades of mismanagement, the FDNY has no mechanism to bring firefighters across town. Citywide, 200 firefighters showed up at different firehouses that had to be relocated to other firehouses. And from what I understand, very few of them decided to use their cars today, as is their right. They are not the extensions of the department. And there were firefighters not arriving at their work locations until after 1:30. Half of the day had gone by while they were waiting for the FDNY to transport them. It's extreme mismanagement. The FDNY has no mechanisms to get them around the city because, frankly, New York City has neglected the FDNY.
All right, I'm afraid
we're in this mess.
Unfortunately, we have to leave it there. I want to thank Andrew Ansbro for this brisk discussion of congestion pricing and why it is a bad idea for New York. Andrew, thank you so much for joining us. Folks, don't go away. This is the Roger Stone Show on the hottest AM radio station in the country, 77 WABC. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
It's the Roger Stone Show on 77 WABC.
At Arizona State University, we've made online education better, smarter, and more personalized so you can go further in your aspiring field.
I decided to pursue medicine once I realized that ASU did have the online program for biological sciences. You're still required to learn the same curriculum. You're still being tested on the same content that anyone would be tested on in person. The comprehensiveness of the program prepared me so well for medical school.
Explore over 300 programs at asuonline.asu.edu.